Welcome back to Radio Free Freedonia, where my lovely co host, Lady Styx, our wonderfully official, unofficial co host, Mr. Pink, are joined by, always right, Matty. And I see our friend Philip, who does some freelancing, and Dire Sith Lord have joined us tonight. So I had a couple of ideas for things to talk about. I thought I would give you an update on the. I can't rage quit because that looks bad, but definitely probably need to get out of that game. So after listening to everybody, I'm pretty convinced I need out of the game, right? But I also heard you guys when you said he needs to kind of know, right? So I went to the game and I got there a few minutes early, hoping that he'd be there early. And I'm like, I'm glad you're here early. I want to talk to you. And he's like, okay, what? And I'm like, I don't think you should have spoken to me like you did. I think, and I kind of laid out like benefit of the doubt before you just come at me. It's like that. And, oh goodness. Hi, it's, Hespar. Hi, Hespar. And some of the stuff that we talked about, right? I don't think that that's how it should be done, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then I went and I ended on and perhaps if you don't want to look like you're misogynistic, you probably shouldn't use the term chastise to a grown adult woman. Maybe to any grown adult, right? Because I can't even imagine him looking at some male player and being like, well, that's why I didn't chastise you. So maybe that's dropped from your vocabulary with adults, right? But by the time we get to all of this, everybody else has showed up. So now it's like, well, quitting would be too close to rage quitting. So this is fine. This is fine. I'll play the game, right? So at the end of the game, we're at a bookstore. Okay? A bookstore. My character is now, because we went back and we redid that, and my character now has a baby griffin. And griffins in his world are somehow much smarter than griffins usually are. Because I re-look, like maybe they made griffins super bright in 5th ed. And apparently, like, the average intelligence is like a 2. So no. But these can, like, use magical devices and speak multiple, like, oh, okay. All right. So she has a baby griffin now. Cool. Oh, it's just the Zobek that has them being smart? Okay. I'll be honest, I don't know as much about Zobek. I bought the books, I just haven't had time to read through all of them. But okay, it's a Zobek thing. Hespar has been caught up on the saga. All right. So, bookstore, looking for books on how to raise griffin, right? And the bookstore person is another fae, but she's a bright fae, whereas I'm a shadow fae. Anyhow, this whole thing gets brought up of like maybe, and you can take me out to dinner. What if I give you something better than that? I don't know what's better than you buying me dinner, right? I want people to buy me dinner. My character wants people to buy her dinner. She now has to feed a baby griffin. That's all, stuff to do, right? It does seem like a Mercedes lackey type, doesn't it? Velgarth? Yeah, okay. So she's trying to talk me into whatever this is. I'm not quite sure what the hell she's talking about. So I'm trying to get more information. And the GM's pet, quote, NPC. It's really a player character. Let's just be right freaking honest. It's a player character. As a GM, okay? Slams down 80 gold, buys the 75 gold book, and 5 more gold for whatever this thing is. And we get 5 coins that pointed to this like pseudo hidden staircase down to something below the bookstore. Look, if you can there are very few GMs I've met who can do a player-esque NPC well. And it's always in groups that are really small and need something that they don't have. But as a general rule, most GMs can't do it well and should not do it. I'm just being honest. So, but here's the thing. It takes away the whole, I'm trying to find out what this is before we get into it. If his NPC slams down the money and this is what we're doing now, right? It's that taking away of, I have any decisions here. He's just going to
Yeah, and
overrule
it's a
it.
game. It's not an autonomous person playing. It's just yeah.
It's taking away
I
player
don't
agency.
exactly.
Oh, it
So
gets worse. It gets
yeah,
worse.
exactly.
So apparently it's some sort of like sex club cult, which he says is in the Zobek book, which it may very well be. But my character has her, quote, daughter, baby, yeah, has her daughter, newborn Griffin with her. If I had known it was a basically sex cult club thing underneath the bookstore, that's not where I would take my daughter. I don't know that
That is no place for a half-blood.
But after the
No
whole
grip
thing,
and ship should be there.
but after the whole thing last time and me being accused of being inappropriate and the woman having a hissy fit and all that, right? And she has quit the game and all of this stuff, right? He takes away player agency and we're all going to end the night at the fucking sex
Adult
club cult. Which, and then like, I think everyone was just really stunned and shocked because it was a whole lot of, well, what are you doing? I'm not sure I've ever said so much in a game in my life, but okay. Uh, like everybody's kind of frozen. So he's like, well, you can just, write about it because it's through Discord. Well, we're talking over Discord, but he's using Roll20 or whatever. And I thought about this and I'm like, I don't want to write, like, I actually don't mind writing adult themed stuff. And there's been some World of Darkness games that I have. It's still fairly cut, like PG-13, maybe light R, but not like hard R or above.
That would totally squick me out because I have in the back of my brain, like, is this guy trying to come up with like spank bank material or something weird? Like, that is just weird to me.
So here's the thing.
I sidle up to the bar, I buy a drink, and I spend the rest of the night watching the bubbles pop out of my drink. I don't want to see here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do the thing.
And okay, here's the thing. But I got to think, like, I would like his wife, the GM's wife, to say that this is okay because I'm not going to get accused of anything inappropriate again. I'm not running jack shit till I get an okay. So she says okay, but the truth is that I'm just not comfortable with this as a scene. I'm not comfortable with this right on top of the other thing. I'm sure as fuck not comfortable for my character to be involved in this with her daughter there.
That's what I would submit. I'm not, no.
So what I wrote is that my character looks around, takes this in, and leaves, and that the door person stops and goes to the door person and says, I'd like my coin back. And the door person's like, well, I don't know that I can give you your fancy coin back, whatever, right? And she goes, well, then you tell Miss So-and-so she can find me if she's interested. Well, how's she going to do that? She'll figure it out. And my character left. So that way I made it somewhat playful, but my character basically took her baby and her books and went home. Because it's just no place for my character's daughter. She doesn't need to be there. Who takes their baby to something like that? Why would you push that as a scene when you know that I've got the baby in tow? And he's like, oh, her familiar, her imp can just take the baby home. That sounds like a way to get your baby killed or stolen. And how is the imp going to carry the Griffin baby?
Again, removing player autonomy. I run fast, run far.
I am. So just to make matters even funnier, right? One of the players on that table, I've known him on X for a long time, don't have any problems with him, was like, hey, he's got this table. It's got some positions opened up or places at the table open to power. It's online, right? I'd like you to come play. I'm like, well, when is it? Okay. I might be able to fit that in the schedule. It's every other week. Okay, I think I can do that. Which weeks? Okay, yeah. What does the table need? Like what's in the party now? Maybe I can find something that could be helpful. So the guy who quit, he's not at it, but his wife who quit because she can't possibly play with me because her husband lied about me, like, which is the weirdest excuse, is at that table. And I'm like, oh, but baby doll, you were not paying very close attention. He's like, well, no, he was late and he doesn't really watch the stuff and he, and I'm like, oh, I think, right? I think maybe she has a problem with me. And that's probably not a good idea. I actually do not enjoy drama at the table. Drama in a game, sure, but at the table, no.
Andi, it would be an excellent way to test her convictions because you could join the table. If she's truly keeping to her word, she would leave toot sweet.
Well, because I'm not starting stuff. No one hates women like women. Exactly. Where's all this camaraderie and, I believe her, right? No. This woman.
I'm just as quick to turn on the men. It doesn't matter. Human is human.
My problem isn't that, but here's the thing. She apparently believes the husband who lied, even though I can prove it, and did prove it. And instead of going, wow, I think I should have a word with my husband, take that bitch up by an air, comes up with, I can't possibly play with her. So, but I don't want to start drama at somebody else's table.
To do that.
Then deal with your spouse, I guess.
Deal with your own issues.
Right. Because that was one of those, well, you know how couples are. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have relationships with people who can't fucking adult. Here you go. If you ever apply for my significant other, Lady Styx, the rest of you just can listen in, but Lady Styx, if you apply for my significant other, you have to be an adult. It's like the very first box you have to check. I can adult. I can't, so I have to be with someone who can.
I don't know. That's a tall. I mean, you're talking to the person who carries around a pokey stick so she doesn't have to adult. She can just poke it till it does what it's supposed to do. But I would like to say, for the record, wait a minute, Andi, for the record, I really appreciate that the participants of the podcast are able to maintain a semblance of adulthood, even if the answer is we don't do that in their communication styles. I love the conversations that we have.
I do too. You guys are great, but I thought you would love so he's like, well, I can't believe she would like, I think I want to go see. So apparently he's like, hey, I was thinking about inviting apparently she does not wish for me to be joining that table. And he's like, I decided not to poke that anymore. And I'm like, good. It's not worth it. And I don't like drama and I don't actually like starting drama. So yeah. He's like, well, but I've been thinking about starting another table and I could have you at that table. I'm like, that's sweet. It's okay. Because I'm like, maybe you should play at one of my tables instead. That's fine. Oh, dude. I do wonder sometimes.
It does not help you.
It does not help me play. But you know what? Sometimes you just get used to. Oh, you brought Sarah up to speed? Oh my God, what'd Sarah say? Did she say run with red flags?
Hold on. Here she is.
Okay.
I fucking knew it. I told you run, and look what happened.
Thank you, Sarah.
You are right, and I agree, but I was trying to talk to him because you all said he needs to know why, right? So I was trying to talk to him. Oh, somebody else said that? Yeah, I should have just ran. And so, but I'm trying to make it look like I'm not like rage quitting because that's a bad look overall. So I was trying so hard, and then Sex Cult Club, because on top of that bullshit, that's totally the game I wanted to play. God. Oh, God bless it.
To be polite, but this obviously is not the group to be polite with, the one you were running with.
Yeah, I need to just give up on playing ever and just stay being a champ. That's why.
Oh, I don't know about
Oh,
that.
okay.
But
well, hold on.
yeah.
Matty, maybe I was doing the go fuck himself too politely and just more in my head. And maybe next time I need to be much more go fuck yourself out loud and run faster. Rage quit, fuck them all. Thank you, Hispar.
I don't know if I put this out there. I am open to run games. It would be over Discord, but I am open to run games.
I don't like.
And you've read where my mind goes too, so I go weird places, and I'm still a newbie at it.
The weirder the place, the better you are. Hey, have you considered, and this is actually a topic I want to bring up a little bit because I need to start pushing it on our social media. Have you considered running a game at Freedonia Con?
Oh yeah.
I would definitely like to. I need to get better at running Earth Dawn, and I haven't run 1879 at all, which is a shame because I have a deep, deep love of steampunk.
It is, and it's fantastic because I run it.
You don't have to get better. You just have to have a very fun and forgiving crew at your table.
And
you
here's
could totally
the thing:
be like,
we have that community. We have that community
totally
here.
Play at the table.
See, I would love to, but
totally
since my job at Freedonia Con doesn't necessarily let me get away with that. But here's the thing: I'm telling you right now, we have the community that if we put up there, new GM to Earth Dawn, or even if you just start off with, I'm new to GMing Earth Dawn, or I'm new to GMing 1879, I guarantee you that this is the community who will be like, yeah, you're good, you're cool, let me explain that to you, or let me help you find that. Especially if you do like 1879, because Brad is, have you got to talk to Brad much yet?
A little bit.
Brad's
I will
say
this. I have had absolutely nothing but the most positive experience with the community. So I do believe that. I do believe that even though I'd probably be running something for some veterans of the game, they would be accommodating.
Like I said, we have some of the nicest community. And I've been to other communities, and trust me when I say we have. Okay, so I met some other people on X, and one of them invited me to another Discord channel, and I'm like, it's got some other smaller game company, like tiny ones, some tiny ones, and some smaller game company people in it, and I had said something about sorry because I was over in our movie night. And they're like, we tried to start a movie night. How did you get a movie night? And I'm like, well, one, we have the best fucking fandom and fandoms. We have the best fans and fandoms. Like this community, right? And he's like, but seriously. And I'm like, but seriously, that's it. And I'm like, we started doing it and there may not have been a huge amount of people the first couple. And we get a few more almost every time or one more every time. And we've built up a wonderful group that watches movies together.
If for no other reason to do the whole, how am I going to get shocked this month? They're good movies, but there is a bit of morbid curiosity every time I sit down and look at the screen.
You never know what you're going to get. Ow, baby. Ouch. Puppet. No, that hurts. Do not bite me, you little monster. Sorry. I have a lap full of kittens, and the one bit me.
Yeah.
He's
I've been used as as cat furniture before.
Well,
and when they're young, they do not know that they shouldn't go up you like a speed ramp.
That is true. They're sitting in my lap being very peaceful, but Puppets is he's a biter. And it's not an angry bite. I just want to put that, I don't know if he's teething or what. And he has very sharp little needle teeth and they hurt.
I still have a scar from one of my friend's cats, who I'm assuming is long gone by now. It was a feral that they rescued.
Hold on, what did Sarah say? Well, that's supposed to be.
What did I say? What?
Oh, I thought I heard you say something in the background. Maybe I'm just hearing things. I'm just hearing things. He wanted me to make
him, and I told him no.
Oh.
I really
you're
shouldn't be
still
having
doing better than
this hour.
kittens.
So,
Yeah.
but Philip, if you want today place to practice it, this is the place. And like I said,
Yeah.
Matty is also correct. There's enough just kind of openness in 1879's rules where you got lots of playroom there. It's it is very forgiving, and Brad is wonderful and sweet, and you can ask questions, and he's really fun. So, yeah. So,
If you're
okay.
worried about it, you can also put a great big disclaimer that it is, 1879 based, and where it goes from there is where it goes from there.
No, because
So
it's the stories. There's almost anything you can do 1879 story wise. I think what Philip's worries about is the rules aspect of it, and you
No,
can't base it in certain rules and then not keep for a one shot. It just you. But here's the thing: you don't have to be. I know all the rules. I have been running it now for years. I've been running it with Brad and British Joel, who's one of the main writers that they've had off and on for it. He's done a lot of writing for it. Brad is the line developer at this point and has been for years now. And I make shit up. And occasionally they'll be like, well, that's not how I wrote that. And I'll be like, yeah, it's not, huh? What else? This is what I'm doing. It's just welcome to GM land. No, they're sweet about it.
My only concern is that is there any inherent horror like there is with Earthdawn?
No. So currently there are no horrors because the magic level isn't considered, quote, high enough for them. There is, however, Fae. So Fae are kind of the
use if you don't want.
You don't. But Fae are kind of but there's a lot of aspects with magic just started happening. Magical creatures are just starting to awaken and a lot of stuff with that. And then mundane things. Like I literally had them work on. So there was a guy who was using basically some charisma kind of mind control esque magic that he had kind of harnessed pretty well to talk people into doing what he wanted and basically like almost mind control aspects to rob a jewelry store from inside the jewelry store. He basically took a job there so that he could slowly mind control these people, or at least certain key ones, so he could rob the place. And their job was to figure out what the hell was going on and stop the person who's robbing them. But he's kind of an asshole and in the wind, and they'd like to get their hands on him. Which they will, but not yet. I have thoughts. Which does bring me to another sidestep, but back to the point step, which sounds weird, but it's there. So I was doing our apparently troll smut. And I had put it up on Facebook first, and then I was going to Xbox, and it was going to live feed there. And again, Savage isn't here tonight, but you guys met Savage, and I think he's been to like the last movie and things like that. So our troll goes, and she's this, and she's getting roped into going to a care. And he goes, Care Bear. And I'm like, oh, the fuck, we need that. So totally new direction than I thought that was going to go. We're going to have Care Bears now. And some other stuff, it's going to be, yeah. So, but the problem was, is I went to put it on X, right? And all of a sudden, X wouldn't let me go live. Apparently, X wants you to have a premium account. And then other people were like, well, it's been that way since like 2024. And I'm like, I was just on live last week. So I guess we finally got noticed by X that I don't have a premium account. The company doesn't have a premium account. And how dare we? And I don't know that it's worth a premium account.
You shouldn't do X.
The problem is that X is the only place to get outside of the hole.
Well,
it is. Facebook, we can't get outside of the hole. But we have to get outside the hole. And we don't have any place else. Is it worth giving them money every month to occasionally? I don't know about that. There's discussion of maybe we just have it during the summer when we're at conventions and doing more live streaming. Yeah, it makes you think of Ewoks. Ewoks are not horrors.
Is there a way, because I know like on Discord people can like give you points or likes or whatever it is, or donate money to your group to
Not
help
if you
get
don't have
stuff.
Premiere. Pretty much all of that stuff that they want you to pay to have. It's how they're making their bank.
Of course.
It's how they're making their money. So I good entrepreneurship, but sucky. So anyhow, while this discussion is going on, something gets said by somebody else, and they're like, they had seen the picture for the AI picture of Altia, the big busty troll, and he said, "When did you start having pictures of you made?" And I'm like, "Oh, even though we've never met in person, you figured it out. I'm actually a big busty troll woman." He's like, "Oh, we've known each other well enough. We always knew." And I'm like, somebody else pops on about basically how trolls can't be that pretty type of thing, right? Not exactly those words, but you get the gist. And when you look at other fantasy settings, trolls are almost always ugly and not graceful. And one of the things I love about Earth Dawn 1879 is that it doesn't bring those, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Tropes,
Preconceived
Monstrous.
notions.
Preconceived notions. Yeah,
Trope.
those tropes. Those. It doesn't bring that to the table, and it's really amazing when people figure that out. I was for Philip. I was writing an 1879 story arc that I was going to run at Gen Con one year, and I wanted to check my time on it. So I got a group of friends, sat them down who'd never played 1879, ran and be like, start my clock, run through my spiel, play the game, right? They get to this point in the game where they need information from this girl and they're in a pub, okay? And the one guy goes, well, I wish I wasn't a troll because we need a bard type who can go up there and sweet talk her, bring that charisma, right? And I said, double check the numbers for your charisma, sir. And he goes, I have. And everyone was also like, that's better than my charisma. He's like, but I'm a troll. We don't have those. We don't have those, right?
You 100% can be a troll face.
You can absolutely be a troll face. You can be a troll troubadour. You can be debonair, motherfucker. Bring it, right? And I love that. And it got me to thinking, because Lady Styx did ask me, like, what did I want to kind of talk about tonight? And I'm like, well, I had to update you about the, oh dear goodness, red flag game. But beyond that, I thought maybe, are there things like that some of you like about Earth Dawn 1879, FOSSA games, that things that make us unique or that stand apart? Like I said, for me, one of the things is dwarves don't hate magic. Matter of fact, they're darn good at it. Just as good as everybody else.
Best portrayal of orcs, period.
I think you're right on that too.
Earth Dawn has the best portrayal of orcs in anything. It is the one thing that goes and it makes them not it makes orcs not a lesser version of something. It makes them something all their own. It gives them a interesting, almost Klingon-esque kind of feel.
And I don't disagree, but at the same time, they're all equal. They're all humans. Literally, they're all just humans. They're just different flavors.
Yeah.
Because I've actually had to explain that. So 1879, I think, because, Shadowrun, of course, did. But 1879, I think, pushes it further because, literally, it's 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you were a human. You're still you. It doesn't matter. You like that elves are shady as fuck. Elves can be, But yeah, they can be shady as fuck. Certain ones especially.
The Scrang are the only lizard people that I've ever seen given a truly unique culture.
Really?
Oh yeah. Very rarely have I seen in other settings are lizard people anything other than savage or just some sort of weird degenerate version of dragons. I suppose the Yuan Ti are as close as it comes to as any reptile people having
I
a
do
society.
like
But
occasionally playing a Yuan Ti.
But like the Scrang, they have a very unique culture.
They do. Including stuff that you want to laugh. I don't know if you've heard this story before, Philip. Maybe somebody else. There was somebody who this is so long ago, Andrew was the line developer for 1879. And we're not going into politics, but we'll say that Andrew and this guy were politically opposite, okay? And the guy was very angry, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, Andrew and I don't always agree either, so maybe we can talk. But he was so angry and so busy being angry that basically he termed us a woke company because the Tiskrang can change gender. And I just started laughing at the guy, and I probably shouldn't have laughed, but thankfully it was through like texting back and forth, so he couldn't hear me laughing. The Tiskrang, since 1993, when this was created, could. That's not new to 4th edition. That was not a sudden, political decision. That was just always what it was, because in a lot of respects, you're very right, Philip. The Tiskrang have a very different, they're their own thing and have always been their own thing.
And
Tiskrang will also eat
wait,
Tiskrang
Mr. Pink.
eggs.
Mr. Pink, you go.
Tiskrang will also eat Tiskrang eggs, and that's been in there for a while.
Yep. Which, if you look at dinosaurs, they did too. So, What were you going to say, Lady Styx?
I was going to say there's a lot of lizard amphibia type beasties that will do a change when and or if necessary.
Yes, but here's the difference. Most other fantasy lizard reptilian things don't. They don't keep any of that. It's basically just a human sorta. If that makes sense.
That's their issue.
Well, no, but what we're saying is as what I was trying to get to is that ours really are, I think Philip's right, ours are very different. I would like to say
they are very different.
That is actually in thanks to Ross, even though he has very little to do with the RPGs. It's because as a reptilian person, he double checks all of our reptilian people things. He doesn't listen to the podcast, by the way, so I can absolutely say that. So Space Pope Ross, being a reptilian person, totally reads all things to Scrang to make sure that they are accurate for reptilian races.
So now we know who to go to if we have huge issues.
That's right.
It's all Space Pope Ross's fault.
Space Pope Ross is actually, yes, an alien. You're correct, Matty. Oh, to Scrang too? Yes.
I'm going to try and find that meme I made for you.
I have it.
Let's see.
Post it if you can.
Oh.
I will post it.
Let's see. Then there's the Windlings. Those are great. They remind me of the brownies from Willow.
Okay. I see. Okay, and this is not canon anywhere near. Understand, not canon. But hear me out. With the faith stuff going on with 1879, what if the Windlings are actually part Fae and they just never knew it? Or something weird like that. It's totally possible, right?
There is a lot of things that can be done. I'm sure there's all sorts of conspiracies going on in the fandom.
See, I think that if nothing else, I'm going to spread conspiracies all over the place and just see who picks up which ones of them, because that would be a dick move to do. And then whoever gets my job when I finally get fired can be like, we think that she was on drugs the entire time. We're pretty sure.
So
If you had met her, you would realize she was probably on drugs. Oh, there it is.
that is true. I would also then like to state a fact that the Obsidian did make it all the way into the future. They became the buildings and devoured all the other name givers.
Oh, hey, maybe that's what we should do. That should be our April Fool's Day. Is you guys should help me come up with a bunch of horrible, evil conspiracies that we can say, okay, we're finally going to be honest about this. This is what really, and totally put that shit just all the hell over.
I'll
put it all over.
Fun with that.
All day, all April 1st, I will put out the, like, Windlings are actually Fae from 1879 who time traveled.
So here's what you do. You leak that there's a new profession coming out for 1879, and it's just called a Theron infiltrator.
Cathay's the real setting for Earth Dawn. No one can escape the Middle Kingdom. See, that one's good. But yours isn't bad, Philip, but that one's good.
I think I'm also on team New Cathay book, so
there's
I will back that with 100% of my conviction.
And while we're at it, at some point in the day, Ross is not the space pope, Ross is not reptilian, so that on the 2nd of April I can be like, yeah, you had to know that one was an April Fool's. Because Frost will love that. And in 5 or 6 years, Carol will catch up and notice that, and she'll be like, Andi. And I'll get disapproving looks from Carol. Although I will tell you, she actually thinks that he might be reptilian in the Space Pope too. I'm just saying. Oh, Lady Styx, I got a new Frasier thing.
Better than my Frasier thing? Go ahead.
Yes, but this is an actual Frasier. So he was I'm trying to remember the whole thing, but he was trying to maybe try to wear Frasier out so that she wouldn't decide to like stand on his chest and chew on his nose and things like that while he's trying to sleep. I'm like, just wait. And he's like, just wait for what? I'm like, you know what Batsy does? He's like, what? Batsy brings toys to bed. I usually end up, by the end of the night, by the next day, I have at least 4 or 5 toys that she's brought to bed. I can take all those toys off every morning. I quit bothering, by the way, but I could. And I will have 4, 5, 6 toys by the end of the next night. I have been woken up to I apparently have rolled onto one of the toys in my sleep. Now understand, there are 4 other toys, but I'm laying on that toy and I need that toy, right? So I will wake up and get off her toy, give her her damn toy so she will leave me alone, but she doesn't. Do you know what she tries? She tries, well, now that you're awake, you want to play fetch, right? No, crazy little thing. I do not want to play fetch at 2 a.m. Are you sure? Yes.
There is a reason she is called Princess Tiny Tyrant.
There is. And Frasier's like, or Ross is like, really? And I'm like, yep, guess what you get to look forward to? Ha ha, tag, it's your baby. It's Princess Tiny Tyrant's daughter. What, that's what you're going to get. Dunklazon was on the grassy knoll. Oh my gosh, Mr. Pink, I love that one. I do. Dunklazon was on the grassy knoll. I like that. That's really good. Okay. Matty put something in, it's covered up and I can't read it. Has written the Space Pope into at least... He doesn't read this. This is hilarious. I love this. That I guarantee you is not an April Fool's. That's real. Is the International Buddha
It's canon now.
It's canon now. I love that. Dunklazon's donut chain. Okay, all right. Get like a AI. I wonder if I can get AI to build me a Dunklazon's donut chain sign that we could put up. I will work on that. Rumor of a stone man walking the streets of London. Oh, yeah. See, I would like to see how we bring. So they brought the Tiskrang over through this other world and the portal thing, right? But Windlings, the story had always been that that's why they weren't in, like Shadowrun, is that the magic hadn't gotten high enough. So I'm kind of curious on if we bring Windlings into 1879. I mean to ask Brad, and I never really do, but I'm assuming it's the same with like Obsidian, that if the magic gets high enough, that the right people can come back, because that's really what. When a Stonehenge's stones is missing, that would be awesome. That would be a good way to do it.
I have a lot of theory crafting on how it could be done.
Okay.
But also, just going and putting out fake stuff is funny too.
Yes. If it's going to be real or possibly real, one, you should always run it by Brad. He's a sweetheart. But two, we probably shouldn't put it out as an Obsidian. Or not Obsidian, as a. My brain. Can you tell I've been dealing with first graders all week? As an April Fool's. But I like this. Okay. I remember there being sprites in the Critters of Europe, but they weren't playable. I mean, I can go pull that off the shelf. It's behind me. I don't think that the sprites were playable, so I never equated them really with Windlings since we couldn't play them. And I actually thought they were smaller than Windlings. Am I crazy? Do I need to pull it off the shelf? I think my cord will go that far. I guess I could take my headset off. All things are possible. The powers of belief in a permissive GM.
And wait. More importantly, will you wake the kittens up to do it?
Wait, what about the kittens?
I was going to say, are you going to disturb the kittens to do it?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. That would be bad. Because one of them is half asleep. And they've been sitting in my lap this whole time being good. Other than the biting me. So wait. I'm going to be honest, Hespar. I don't own. I mean, I think I've got some books, but I haven't read most of them. And not all of the editions. Since like third edition, I don't know if you can figure out all the whys. So they made Windlings a playable in 4th Ed Shadowrun as quote sprites. How do we know the sprites are quote Windlings are the same? Like, is there any hinting that they are from? Yes, Mr. Pink, I'm crazy. And if I wasn't crazy, a week of first graders and next week I'll have first graders would probably make me crazy. Thank goodness I don't do this like all the time. Thank goodness the teacher should be off of and should be better from her surgery. So Flesh Pedestrians for 1879 America book. I'm almost afraid to ask if my brain is stupid. What? And I know it's you, Dire Sith Lord, so I probably shouldn't ask. Oh, skinwalkers. Like Native American skinwalkers. Okay. Because it is you, and I'm thinking something like Silence of a Lamb, putting people in holes. Yeah, no offense, Dire Sith Lord, but I mean, I've met you. Okay, Aspar. I'm gonna have to go look now. Damn it. But not right now, because I'll get bit by a kitten. Silence of the Lamb is Tuesday. Good to know. Don't let Dire Stifler be in charge of movie night. All right. Flesh Pedestrians in the Red Light District. However, Silence of the Lamb might be a tame movie for our movie nights.
Depends on how much you like Jodie Foster.
I could take her or leave her. Hey, who had February? I know we had February labeled.
Mr. Pink.
And March we
I'm
don't.
getting blamed for this one.
But we didn't have anybody for March yet.
Oh.
I think we have to.
Let me check my calendar.
Okay, just in case I'm wrong. Okay, kitten creature. I hear and I obey.
No, I don't have anyone down, but I seem to recall victimizing Lady Styx for it.
You know, I recall that now too. Thank you for reminding me. I'm not very smart. I forget these things. Lady Styx, you have March, right? Yep, okay.
If I have to, I'll come up with something.
What do you mean if you
now
have
I have
to?
to like.
You have to.
If I
I'm
have
sorry.
to.
If
I have
you
to think of something.
Okay.
Did we restart at the beginning? Is that what we did?
Are we back there?
Are we just
No.
randomly pulling names? Because I thought we went through everybody.
We've gone through
We are
everybody and a
doing
few people have gone a couple
sort
times.
of alternation.
Yeah. And you're just high in that ranking for alternate.
Oh, okay. I'll come up
And
with
nobody
something.
likes my movie my movie picks.
I may submit like a couple and
Nope.
let or 2 or 3 and let Matty, who's always right, make a choice.
I always recommend submitting at least 2 in case I can't get hands on one.
See? And then that works.
Like just as a general rule, because sometimes I can't find a movie. There was something I was looking for the other day and I couldn't find it at all, and I was really disappointed.
Yes. One quick. Dire Sith Lord H.H. Holmes would be active, and if he's not in the book somehow, some way, I'm gonna kick Brad in the no zone. Okay, he's tall. I'd have to get a chair. Kicking him in the shins, I can reach his shins. Just so you know.
I would be happy to write as much about H.H. Holmes as you'd like.
He is a fucked up character.
I have far too much knowledge of him just because of proximity.
I have too much knowledge of him because I watch and listen to very messed up things. Again, I probably would kick him in the no zone, except for I had to drag a chair over and then I had to try not to fall off of a chair. So he gets kicked in. Brad is very tall, by the way, in real life. Like he's I think he's well over a foot taller than me.
For people's information, they did not catch him because of the murders. They caught him because of marriage fraud.
Oh. Well, really, his big thing was, he had a bunch of, he married without divorcing and things like that, or killing everybody previously. But his big scam was actually insurance fraud, just in general. That was like one of his big money makers was insurance fraud. Like literally, that's how he paid for shit and a bunch of other insurance fraud.
Running pharmacies without a license at all.
What license? He's not a doctor. Yeah, he was pretending to be a doctor. But at that point in time, there was a lot of people the more west you went that pretending as long as you didn't kill many people worked. Just saying. There's a lot of pretending to be a doctor out in the west.
About 2 years ago, we went to a downtown Chicago tour, and they were talking about him.
Yeah. They kind of bulldozed that property for reasons, you know. But let's see. Yeah, the name changes, but yeah, he was not just a serial killer, he was an actual scam artist. That's what he was. But that's it. In Edo period Japan, all you wanted to be a doctor was say you're a doctor. If you go into that Wild West Victorian period in the United States, once you're on the other side of the Mississippi or close to the Mississippi River, pretty much if you said you were a doctor, you were a doctor. If you kill too many patients, you're probably a dead doctor because somebody will shoot you. Like that's welcome to the Wild West. Let's see. So what's it say? Many unmarked graves in your city. Well, yeah. I mean, you live in Chicago area, so those unmarked graves are where people were given shoes they didn't want that were awfully heavy and thrown into the lake. Wait, that's what you meant, right, Philip?
No, actually, that's not what I meant. Funny enough, because Chicago is a lot like New Orleans in like the land it's on is all really swamp. And in some areas that swamp becomes unstable. So there are some graveyards that had to be moved because, you know, that's not sanitary. And one of them, they tried moving them in. They just sent people letters saying, please come claim your, you know, your relative's remains and move it. Thinking the people of Chicago would go out, dig up their aunties, and move the body themselves. Needless to say, that did not happen.
But yes, I think we can totally talk Brad into. I think Brad will put H.H. Holmes in there somehow, somewhere. Because that would be a huge, horrible thing to miss.
I'm just gonna vote and say that I would totally love an H.H. Holmes game at Freedonia. I could totally see that being a reoccurring thing. Different storyline, you know, stuff set in Chicago. It'd be fun.
I think it's the Chicago version. I mean, it would be the Chicago version of doing the Whitechapel murders.
Yeah.
The only thing is that if you knew going into it, because we all know who H.H. Holmes is, so it's really just a matter of trying to figure out which NPC he is, or just like work together. Like H.H. Holmes as the overarch, but really what it is the 1879 escape room where you're trying to get out of his hotel. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
I think it would be fun.
I do. Oh, damn it. Don't say anything to Brad. He might actually like the idea and be like, and when will you have that written up? And I'll be like, about 5 days after I'm dead. Lady Styx, did I tell you that one about Dawn was like, I could write out the one thing, and that's how we end up with the radio play, because I'm like, I don't write. Well, you could just, I don't write. I'm not a writer. Lady Styx has read some of my writing, by the way, and she says I'm not nearly as bad as I think I am. But I'm not a writer.
Oh, I like that title, Philip.
Like I said, very into the style.
Yes. That is spot on perfect, dude. See, I don't actually want to go downstairs and call this and go to bed because one, that means I have to wake up and deal with first graders. And we're having a space party, which was my idea because I'm a fool. But also because Puppets is purring for me.
Oh, happy kittens. Well,
Yeah.
I actually am going to call it for myself because I
before you
do
go,
need to sleep. Unfortunately, what?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, how do they sometimes take a while to purr? Because like Percy ended up with Perseids because like he purred like right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
But
So all
puppets
cats
and
inherently.
I was gonna say puppets and Ursay haven't done much purring, and this is the most I've heard purr from him. And the girls have both been a little, and I wasn't sure if it's because they're developmentally
Well, I will.
behind or.
I'm happy to answer the question, but I'm not sure that I'm going to answer it on because I'm not sure the podcast people care. But yes, I do have answers for those questions.
They care. They all like cats.
Well, we could close this down and then I can answer your question. Is what I'm saying.
All right, you can answer
Because I
me
don't want to listen
tomorrow,
to
like tomorrow night or something.
that works too. Short
Yeah.
answer: yes, no. All cats purr. Cats will even purr when they're in excruciating pain or terrified.
It's
But
like is that
some
like a
cats,
nervous
like
laugh?
Yes.
yes, no, yes. But there are definitely kittens like Puppy that learn that if they purr, you'll be still or you encourage that, you respond to that. And so it's just like feral cats don't actually talk to each other. They don't chirp and meow at each other. Cats chirp and meow at humans because humans respond.
Oh.
But cats don't actually talk to other cats unless they're like fighting or in heat or procreation or something like that. Does that make sense? They don't just sit and meow, brr, meow. They don't do that kind of stuff. They just do that at humans because humans are silly enough to respond
Well.
and gets them what they want. And cats are smart. They manipulate things.
Okay, so the other one doesn't hate me just because it's not purring yet.
No.
Okay. Because he's
And
laying
it
there
may be purring
happy
and it may be
and he's like, he's
yeah.
fallen asleep. He's laying there, he's fallen asleep.
It may be purring so quietly that you're not audibly hearing it, but it's still purring. Like if you feel it, it might be purring. I have cats that will purr. They'll be dead asleep, and you can feel them purr and hear them purr. And then I have other cats that you can barely hear or feel them. It doesn't mean that they're not happy. They just have a very soft, quiet purr.
See, we're
Actually,
educational here at Fossa Games.
not
And
only
I
that,
can
but cat.
remember.
Mr. Pink.
Oops, go. Okay,
I
I
was
can
going to say
remember having
Okay,
kittens.
Go ahead, Mr. Pink.
stop. Mr. Pink talks.
I can remember having kittens that, for the longest time, they would never actually purr, but they would have like these little pops that
Mhm.
were like, the first little rumble of a purr, but it was just one.
Yes.
And they would sit there and do that. And they would do it like, for 2-3 weeks. And then all of a sudden they get the purr thing figured out.
Yeah. But the other thing to know too is different cats can purr on slightly different frequencies. That's why some people if they have multiple cats, might have one cat that they prefer more. Is they've done a bunch of research that that cat may purr on the frequency that is the most soothing to you. So yeah,
See?
cats are cool.
Fossa's cool. We can have discussions about cats and I can learn stuff. Take that, other companies. All right.
It's still not Papillons though.
That's not Papillons are so better, but Papillons are probably the most cat-like dog.
That's true.
And they're manipulative, just like cats. So, any ideas for next week's discussion?
We should say post it here so that we remember it. Because if we
That's
don't
actually a better
post it,
idea. I won't
in
remember
the
it.
shelf.
The first graders will suck it out of my brain, and I'll come back to you going, I have a question. Okay, what's the question?
Mr.
I
Pink,
like
yes.
eggs.
Yes, they will.
Gah.
Wait a minute, Andy. Mr. Pink asked, will Papillons barf on your shoes? And the answer is yes.
No.
Yes, they will.
Oh, maybe yours. Mine have never done that. And
Mine
if they
does.
all want to stay alive, they will not do it. Now, what they will do, just so you know, is Batsy will take
steal
these
your
little, well, she does that too. So the little yellow Nerf balls, and she will put those in your shoe. And then she'll decide she wants to play with said Nerf ball. So she will shove her whole head into your shoe and then somehow try to get this out while wearing your shoe on her head, looking like an intense idiot until you giggle your little brains off, to which I think she keeps doing it because you giggled at it. What, yours doesn't do that, Lady Styx? See, mine does not puke in my shoes. She just hides toys in them. Because it's Batsy.
Oh,
Have you never been over when she's done that and then has my shoe on her head? It's
I
like,
have.
yeah, and she's
Yeah, I
running
have.
around with my shoe on her head. That's okay.
Best game ever is making sure you can't leave the house because they steal and hide
She
your
does.
shoes.
So babysitter was over watching the dogs because I was at work, right? So I have people who keep an eye on and check on them because I have like a ton of cats and a bazillion dogs. Yes, that. Like that. Oh, pretty close, yeah. All right. So babysitter says, Dragon stole my shoe. And I'm like, yeah, I went to the
Love,
they'd taken their shoes off, right?
love.
Went to the bathroom, came out of the bathroom, and one of their shoes was gone. You have been accepted. The pack will keep you. You cannot leave. For you have no shoes. And they knew it wasn't Batsy because when I'm not home, the boys and girls are supposed to be kept very separate. So Batsy couldn't have been the one to do it because she didn't have access. So Dragon stole it and hid his shoe. I'm like, that's how you know that they have accepted you. I hope this means that they won't quit babysitting.
Oh my gosh, that should be Space Post Ross's new hat.
Yes. Who is good enough to cut that out and put it on Space Post Ross?
Not me. I'm just saying.
All right.
I just feel lucky
Okay, that
to
is
have
awesome.
found it.
Right? We've all taken a vote. That needs to somehow
yes.
be put on Space Pope Ross's head. All right. Let's start saying our goodnight so Lady Styx can run away. Crocs for the Empire.
Night, everybody.
Mr. Pink? Let's say
He is
goodnight.
muted, so good night all.
There you go. Matty, will your voice hold up enough to say goodnight?
Maybe.
Close enough. Mr. Phillip.
Good night. Good night.
Dire Sith.
Good night, everybody.
And Hespar just ditched. Hespar. Where we are educational, and when we're out, we are out fast. Good night, everyone.